That bracelet, where the hell did you steal it from? Ethan's voice shattered the ballroom's polished chatter, his finger jabbing toward Aisha's wrist like a blade. The crowd froze, glasses clinking to a halt, eyes locking on the black maid in her crisp uniform. Victoria, his wife, leaned in close, her lips curling in a venomous whisper. Look at her, Ethan. People like that always have sticky fingers. Fire her now before she taints our name. Aisha's pulse hammered, her dark skin flushing under the glare of crystal chandeliers. But she held her tray steady, refusing to let it tremble. Ethan stormed forward, his face twisting with rage fueled by years of unspoken bias. You think you can waltz in here, wearing something that belongs to my family? Hand it over. He snatched at her arm, the gold bracelet glinting, a delicate chain with engraved initials, the very one his father had crafted by hand before vanishing into the fog of old scandals. Aisha yanked back, her eyes flashing defiance. This is mine, my mother. Don't lie to me, Ethan barked, cutting her off sharp as a whip. Black girls like you always have a story. Victoria's right. You're nothing but a thief in our house. The words hung heavy, laced with the poison of prejudice, drawing murmurs from the elite guests. Victoria nodded, her emerald gown swishing as she stepped closer, her hand clamping on Ethan's shoulder. Do it, darling. Show them we don't tolerate this kind. Aisha's jaw clenched, teeth grinding against the storm inside. She set the tray down with deliberate calm, the silverware rattling like distant thunder. If you believe that, then fire me. But one day this bracelet will prove you're the one who's blind. Ethan waved her off, his voice booming. You're done. Get out, now. Security flanked her, gripping her elbows roughly, dragging her toward the exit as whispers erupted. Typical. Can't trust them. Good riddance. Victoria smirked, looping her arm through Ethan's. See? Problem solved. But as Aisha vanished into the night, her silhouette fading under streetlights, Ethan's chest tightened, a flicker of doubt igniting like a spark in dry tinder. The bracelet's design haunted him, pulling at buried memories of his father's regrets. The accusation echoed long after, ripping through Aisha's world. She stumbled home through biting wind, her uniform soaked in humiliation, vowing silently to endure. Ethan, back in the opulent hall, poured a drink with shaking hands, the weight of his words crashing down. Victoria's eyes gleamed with triumph, but cracks formed in the facade, subtle, unseen, ready to widen. Steal it? You dare accuse me based on what? My skin? Aisha's voice sliced through the stunned silence, her eyes locking onto Ethan's like daggers forged in fire. The ballroom's elite guests shifted uncomfortably, their whispers buzzing like angry hornets. But she stood tall, her uniform a shield against the storm of stares. Ethan lunged closer, his face flushed red. Don't twist this. That bracelet is a family heirloom, my father's work. Hand it over now. Aisha's fist clenched at her sides, knuckles whitening as she fought the urge to shatter his arrogance. It's from my mother. She... Enough lies, Victoria interrupted, her voice a venomous hiss, stepping between them with nails digging into Ethan's sleeve. She's playing the victim card, darling. Fire her. Make an example. The crowd nodded in murmurs, their prejudices igniting like gasoline on flames. Aisha felt the heat rise in her chest, but she bit down hard, refusing to let tears betray her. Instead, she straightened her spine, her dark curls framing a face etched with unyielding resolve. You want it gone? Fine. She unclasped the bracelet with deliberate slowness, the gold chain slipping through her fingers like lost dreams. But she didn't hand it over. Instead, she clutched it tighter, her grip iron. One day, Mr. Hayes, you'll see this isn't yours to claim. It's proof of everything you've lost and thrown away. The words landed like punches, each one echoing in Ethan's gut. He recoiled slightly, but rage pushed him forward. Out! Security! Escort her now! Guards gripped her arms, their holds bruising as they hauled her toward the doors. Aisha didn't struggle. She walked with head high, her steps measured, ignoring the jeers. Thief! Ungrateful! Should have known. Pain shot through her shoulders, but she masked it with a steely glare back at Ethan. Victoria laughed softly, her triumph sharp as broken glass. Good riddance to trash. As the heavy doors slammed shut behind her, Aisha stumbled into the freezing night, the wind whipping her face like slaps. Her heart pounded, fury mixing with sorrow, but she shoved it down deep. No breaking here, not for them. She slipped the bracelet back on, its weight a reminder of her mother's strength. Blocks away in a dim alley, she leaned against cold brick, breath ragged, vowing to survive this blow. Meanwhile, back inside, Ethan's victory tasted like ash, his eyes darting to the empty spot where she stood, a nagging pull twisting his insides. Victoria's hand on his arm felt like chains, and for the first time, doubt cracked his certainty wide open. Damn it, that design! It's impossible! Ethan's fist slammed the mahogany desk in his study, the impact rattling crystal decanters as memories flooded back like a tidal wave. Alone now, the ballroom's echoes faded, but Aisha's words clawed at him. Proof of everything you've lost. He yanked open a drawer, spilling old photos across the floor. Yellowed images of his father, tools in hand, crafting that exact bracelet with its twisted links and hidden engraving. His father's voice echoed in his mind. For the one I couldn't save. Ethan's breath hitched, his fingers tracing the photo's edge, heart pounding as doubt surged like acid in his veins. Victoria burst in, her heels clicking sharply. Ethan, forget her! She's gone, problem solved. But he shoved the photo at her, his voice cracking. Look at this, that bracelet. It's my father's work. Exact match. What if she's... Ridiculous. Victoria snatched the photo, crumpling it slightly in her grip. Some coincidence. Black maids always spin tales for pity. Don't let her manipulate you. Her eyes narrowed, nails digging into the paper as she tossed it aside. Ethan's pulse raced, ignoring her, diving into his father's old journal stacked in the corner. Pages flipped furiously, ink smudged from years until an entry leapt out. The child with her mother, lost to me because of threats. The bracelet will find its way. His stomach dropped, knees buckling as he sank into the chair. A sister? Dad had, another child? With a black woman he hid? Victoria's face paled for a split second, then hardened. You're delusional. Grief talking. Burn those journals if you must. But Ethan pushed her away, his grip firm on the page. No, this child. What if Aisha's it? The eyes, the strength. It fits. Flashbacks hit him. His father's dying words. Find what I lost, or regret will consume you. Regret boiled now, hot and unrelenting, his chest tightening as he pictured Aisha's defiant exit. He grabbed his coat, storming toward the door. I have to find her. This was wrong. All of it. Stop! Victoria blocked him, her voice a whip. You'll ruin us chasing ghosts. Think of our image. But Ethan shoved past, his steps thunderous down the hall. Outside, rain lashed the streets, but he didn't care, hailing a cab with frantic waves. Brooklyn, fast. In the back seat, he clutched the journal, fingers white-knuckled, piecing together fragments. His father's affair, hushed by family scandals, a black woman vanishing into the city's underbelly. Doubt twisted into certainty. Aisha wasn't a thief. She was blood, hiding in plain sight. As the cab sped through slick roads, Ethan's mind raced ahead, guilt gnawing deeper with each mile. Victoria's warnings faded, replaced by a burning need to unearth the truth. But buried in the journal's last page, a cryptic note lingered. Beware the Langfords. They know too much. It meant nothing yet, but it planted a seed ready to sprout in the shadows ahead. Stop the car now! Ethan's shout jolted the cab driver, tires screeching as they halted outside a rundown Brooklyn tenement, rain pounding the roof like accusations. He bolted out, slamming the door, his coat soaking through as he charged up cracked steps, ignoring the sting in his grazed knuckles from earlier fury. Aisha Brooks, where is she? He barked at the first neighbor, an elderly man peering from a doorway, his eyes narrowing in suspicion. None of your business, suit, the man snapped back, crossing his arms thick from years of labor. Ethan shoved past, his breath ragged, pounding on doors down the hall. Aisha, open up, it's me. A door cracked, a young woman glaring. Who the hell are you? She's not here, left hours ago, thanks to some rich prick firing her. Ethan's gut twisted, guilt slamming him harder than fists. That prick was me. Tell me what, please. Try the diner on 5th, she spat, slamming the door in his face. Ethan spun, racing downstairs, his shoes slipping on wet concrete, his heart thundering. At the diner, steam fogged the windows, the bell jingling harshly as he burst in. Aisha, where? He demanded from the counter girl, her apron stained. Shift ended. Said something about her mom. Hospital, maybe. Ethan's fists clenched, nails biting palms as regret surged, hot and unrelenting. He hailed another cab, barking directions to the nearest ER, mind racing through fragments. Father's journal entries about a hidden affair, a black woman vanishing after threats from powerful families, Langford's, Victoria's kin. Doubt gnawed deeper, his phone buzzing. Victoria's call. Where are you? Come home. He hung up, silencing her mid-sentence, his resolve hardening like steel. At the hospital, fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, but he ignored the glare, shoving through crowds. Aisha Brooks, visiting her mother? The nurse eyed him warily. Family only. I'm connected, he growled, flashing his ID. She pointed down the hall. Ethan charged, bursting into the room where Aisha sat by a frail woman's bedside, her hand gripping her mother's. You! Aisha leapt up, eyes blazing. Get out! Haven't you done enough? Wait, hear me out! Ethan blocked the door, his voice cracking. That bracelet, it's my father's. He made it. For someone he lost. Aisha's fists balled, knuckles whitening as she advanced. Lost? Like you lose your temper. Accused me of stealing because I'm black? Ethan recoiled, shame flooding him. I was wrong, blind. But the journal, my dad wrote about a child. Hidden. What if you're... Lies! Aisha cut him off, her voice a whip. You fire me publicly, humiliate me, and now chase me here? For what? Pity? Ethan pulled the crumpled photo from his pocket, thrusting it forward. Look, the engraving matches yours. Dad's handwriting, for my hidden light. He died regretting it. Aisha snatched it, her breath hitching, fingers trembling as memories flashed. Her mother's stories of a forbidden love, a man torn away by wealth and threats. The room spun for her, sorrow clashing with rage. If this is true, why now? After you destroyed my job. Ethan sank against the wall, his shoulders slumping. Because I can't ignore it. Help me uncover this, please. Aisha's mother stirred weakly. Child, listen. Aisha hesitated, her grip on the photo tightening, doubt cracking her armor. Ethan watched, pulse racing, knowing this chase had only begun to unravel deeper wounds. He followed her out to the waiting area, pressing. Addresses? Names? Anything from your mom? Aisha shoved him back. Not here, not yet. But as they argued, a nurse interrupted with bills, unpaid treatments looming. Ethan's offer spilled out. I'll cover it, just talk. Aisha's eyes narrowed, pride warring with need, but she nodded sharply. Fine, but you earn it. They left together, tension thick, heading to her cramped apartment where old boxes held more secrets. Ethan's mind whirled, Victoria's frantic texts ignored, her influence lurking like a shadow. In the subway's rumble, he glimpsed Aisha's weary profile, guilt sharpening his drive. This hunt wasn't over. It was tearing open scars he never knew existed. Get your hands off me. You think money buys forgiveness? Aisha's snarl echoed in the cramped hallway of her tenement, her elbow slamming into Ethan's chest as she wrenched free from his tentative grasp. The dim bulb overhead flickered, casting harsh shadows on her face, etched with raw fury. She shoved open her apartment door, the hinges creaking like accusations, and stormed inside, leaving him in the threshold. You waltz in here after firing me like trash? Because I'm black and poor? Ethan staggered forward, his voice breaking. Aisha, wait. I didn't what? See me as human? She wheeled on him, her eyes blazing coals, fists pounding the rickety table where unpaid bills scattered like fallen soldiers. Snowflakes clung to her coat from the trek home, melting into puddles on the worn linoleum, but she ignored the chill biting her bones. Her mother lay in the bedroom beyond, coughing weakly, the sound piercing like knives. Aisha grabbed a towel, dabbing sweat from the old woman's brow. Mama, rest. This man's nothing. The woman stirred, her frail hand clutching Aisha's. Child? Who? Aisha's jaw locked tight, teeth grinding as she shot Ethan a glare that could shatter glass. The boss who called me a thief. Now he wants the truth. Ethan hovered, guilt twisting his features, but Aisha turned away, her movements sharp, pouring soup from a dented pot, feeding her mother spoonfuls with steady hands. You don't get to barge in and fix this. I lost my job, bills pile up, mom's meds run low, but I don't break. Ethan's breath caught, watching her. She moved to the window, peering out at the snow-swept street where neighbors huddled against the freeze. Mrs. Jenkins next door. Her heat's out again. Aisha grabbed a blanket from the couch, bundling it tight. Stay here, she ordered Ethan, her tone ablade. She dashed out, pounding on the adjacent door. Mrs. J, it's me. Open up. An elderly voice cracked through. Aisha, girl, it's freezing. The door swung, revealing a shivering woman wrapped in thin layers. Aisha draped the blanket over her shoulders, her own coat flapping open to the cold. Hold on, I'll fix that radiator. She knelt, wrenching the valve with calloused hands, steam hissing as warmth flooded back. Mrs. Jenkins gripped her arm. You're an angel, child. After what happened today... Forget it, Aisha cut in, her voice firm, masking the ache in her chest. We look out for each other here. No rich folks dictating our worth. Back in her apartment, Ethan waited, his polished shoes absurd on the scuffed floor. Aisha returned, snow dusting her curls, her breath visible in the chill air. See? That's my world. Surviving. Helping. Not begging from men like you. Ethan's fists clenched, shame flooding him anew. I want to help. Your mom. The bills. Aisha advanced, finger jabbing his chest. Help after humiliating me. Prove you're not just easing your conscience, her mother whispered from the bed. Aisha, the letter. Show him. Aisha hesitated, her pulse racing, then rifled through a drawer, pulling an old envelope, faded, sealed with her mother's secrets. This, from your dad? To my mom. Read it, but touch nothing else. Ethan took it, fingers trembling, as Aisha watched, arms crossed, her strength a wall he couldn't breach yet. The paper crinkled, words leaping out. Love, regret, a child hidden. Aisha's eyes softened fractionally, but resolve held. If this ties us, it changes nothing yet. You earn trust, or leave. Ethan nodded, the weight pressing harder, knowing this glimpse into her unyielding world only deepened his pursuit. Forgiveness? You think a sorry wipes away your poison? Aisha's voice cracked like thunder in the cramped apartment, her finger stabbing Ethan's chest as he stood frozen in the doorway, the faded envelope trembling in his grip. She snatched it back, her nails scraping paper, eyes flashing with betrayal's fire. You read my mother's secrets? Like you own them? After calling me a thief in front of your fancy crowd? Ethan recoiled, his palms slamming the wall for balance. Aisha, please, I was wrong. Blind. That letter, it proves something. My dad wrote it, to your mom. We might be... family? She cut him off, her laugh bitter, sharp as shattered glass. Don't you dare. You humiliated me because I'm black, poor, and invisible to you. Now you barge in, expecting what? Hugs? Her fist balled, knuckles cracking as she paced, the floorboards groaning under her fury. Ethan stepped forward, his voice raw. I'm sorry, deeply. I fired you without proof. Let me make it right. Your mom's bills, meds, anything. Aisha halted, her breath hitching, chest heaving as she glared. Actions, not words. Prove it, or get out. She thrust the envelope at him again, but a loose page slipped free, fluttering to the floor. Ethan knelt, scooping it up, his fingers brushing hers, electric tension sparking. The page revealed more, faded ink detailing threats from years ago. Langford's will bury us if the child is known. Ethan's eyes widened, pulse hammering. Langford's, Victoria's family? What child? Aisha grabbed it back, her grip iron. My mom never said, but she mentioned a man, your dad, forced away, secrets, lies. She sank onto the couch, exhaustion carving lines in her face, but resolve burned bright. If we're connected, it changes nothing until you act. Help with mom's treatment, tomorrow. No strings. Ethan nodded fiercely, his knees buckling as he sat opposite, the weight crushing him. Deal. I'll call the clinic now. Best doctors, no cost. As he dialed, Aisha watched, arms crossed tight, her heart warring between hope and hate. The call connected, arrangements snapped into place. Appointments booked, payments wired. But mid-conversation, Aisha's mother called weakly from the bedroom. Aisha, the box, under the bed. Aisha dove in, pulling out a dusty shoebox, lid flipping open to spill photos and notes. One photo. Young Aisha in a school uniform, bruises on her arms, a white girl, Victoria, sneering in the background. This, her? She bullied me, called me names, shoved me downstairs, said I'd never belong. Ethan's phone dropped, his face draining color. Victoria, in school with you? Aisha nodded, her voice steel. She hated me, said my kind stole opportunities, betrayed a friendship we never had, and whispers about her, something hidden, a pregnancy she buried. Ethan's fist clenched, betrayal igniting. She never told me. If she knew about you, about us. Us, Aisha pressed, leaning forward, her breath quickening. The letter mentions a baby. Me? Your sister? Ethan tore through the box, finding a clinic receipt. Abortion records, not Aisha's mom, but hints at Victoria's secret. She aborted someone else's and covered it with lies? Rage boiled in him, his hands smashing the table. Aisha pulled back a note. Victoria threatened exposure, forced silence. They locked eyes, alliance forging in the fire. We dig deeper, Ethan growled. But you lead, I follow. Aisha nodded, her grip on his arm firm. Agreed. But if she comes for us? The unspoken threat hung, pulling them toward darker revelations waiting in the shadows. Connected? You dare drag my family into your filth? Harlan Langford's roar exploded through the phone speaker, his voice a hammer striking Ethan's ear as he clutched the device in the dim apartment. Ethan froze, the dusty envelope still in his other hand, Aisha's eyes widening beside him. Who is this? Ethan demanded, but Harlan cut him short. Your father-in-law, boy. Victoria told me everything, chasing some black maid's lies? You'll destroy us all. Aisha snatched the phone, her grip vice tight, fury igniting. Lies? Like your daughter's bullying? Shoving me downstairs, calling me trash because of my skin? Harlan's laugh barked, cold and cutting. Victoria? She did what needed doing. Girls like you don't belong in our world. Stealing spots, breeding scandals. Ethan yanked the phone back, his knuckles whitening. Harlan, back off. This bracelet, my dad's. Proof she's family. Family? Harlan's sneer sliced through. A bastard child from his whore? We'll bury it. Destroy the records, hospital files, letters. No one threatens Langford blood. Aisha's fist pounded the table, the wood cracking under force. Threaten? You're the one hiding. Your bribes, your violence, Harlan interrupted, his tone venom. Watch your mouth, girl. I own judges, cops. One word and you're gone. You're sick, mom, too. Ethan, choose. Her or your empire. Ethan's chest heaved, rage boiling as he slammed the phone down. But Harlan's words lingered like poison. Aisha paced, her breath ragged, nails digging into palms. He's in on it, covering for Victoria. That photo, her bruises on me weren't accidents. Ethan nodded, his jaw locking tight. He's escalating. Said he'll kill the evidence. Maybe us. The apartment door rattled suddenly, knocks like gunshots. Ethan peered through the peephole. Two burly men in suits, Harlan's thugs, fists raised. Open up! One growled, shoulder slamming the wood. Aisha grabbed a kitchen knife, her stance fierce. They found us. Fast. Ethan barred the door with his body, sweat beading as cracks spidered the frame. Run! Back exit! But the men burst in, splintering locks, one lunging at Ethan with a chokehold. Boss says, "End this." Ethan twisted free, elbow cracking the man's jaw, blood spraying. Aisha swung the knife, slashing an arm, the thug howling as he recoiled. They bolted down the fire escape, metal clanging under frantic steps, Harlan's voice echoing from the dropped phone. "Finish them!" Aisha's lungs burned, but she pushed Ethan ahead. "Your car, now!" They dove into his sedan parked blocks away, tires screeching as they peeled out. Ethan's hands shook on the wheel. "Harlan's not bluffing. He's destroying proof of your birth, our link, and plotting worse. Seize my company if we expose them." Aisha's eyes blazed, clutching the envelope. "Then we fight. But he's shown his hand. Him and Victoria. A web of hate. Kill us to keep their secrets." Ethan swerved through traffic, horns blaring. "We need allies. My dad's old lawyer. He'll know where to dig." As they sped toward Silicon Valley, Harlan's threats replayed, forging their bond in fire. Victoria's call buzzed ignored, her panic seeping through voicemails. "Ethan, stop this madness." But the chase had unveiled the beast, Harlan's empire of shadows, ready to devour them whole. "Proof? You want proof, you black bitch? I'll bury you first." Harlan's threat crackled through the stolen burner phone Aisha clutched in the speeding car, her knuckles bleaching white as she gripped it tighter. Ethan swerved the sedan through Silicon Valley's back roads, tires screeching, his foot slamming the accelerator. "Harlan, back off. We're coming for the truth. Your bribes, Victoria's secrets." "Try it," Harlan snarled, his voice gravel and hate. "Those hospital records? Shredded. Letters. Burned. Touch my daughter, and I'll end you both." Aisha's teeth ground together, fury exploding in her chest as she hurled the phone out the window, shattering on the asphalt. "He's destroying everything. Our link, my birth proof." Ethan nodded sharply, his jaw locked. "Not if we beat him. Dad's old lawyer, Samuels. He knows the vaults." They ditched the car blocks from Samuel's office, ducking into alleys where shadows clawed at them. Aisha led, her strides fierce, knife still tucked in her belt from the earlier brawl. "Move! Tail us, and we're dead." Ethan followed, breath ragged, guilt fueling his pace. At the door, Samuels, gray-haired, eyes sharp, yanked them inside. "Ethan, what the hell? Harlan's men are everywhere." "Help us," Ethan demanded, shoving the envelope forward. "Dad's letter mentions a child, Aisha's mom, records hidden." Samuel scanned it, his fingers trembling. "Your father confided in me. Affair with a black woman, threatened by Langfords. They forced him to be silent, paid her off, but proof? In his safe, old estate vault." Aisha's fist slammed the desk. "Take us, now!" Samuels hesitated, then grabbed the keys. "Risky. Harlan owns half the city." They piled into his truck, roaring toward the Hayes estate outskirts, headlights cutting night. En route, Aisha rifled Samuel's files. "Here, clinic notes. My birth, hidden paternity. Matches your dad's timeline." Ethan grabbed one, eyes widening. "Victoria knew. School records. Her name on bullying reports. She targeted you." "Targeted?" Aisha's voice broke sharply. "She shattered my arm once, called it keeping order. Now she's erasing me." Samuels nodded grimly. "Langford's buried scandals. Victoria's abortion? Hushed with cash. If you're siblings, it unravels their grip on your company." Gunfire erupted suddenly, tires exploding as Harlan's SUVs rammed from behind. "Ambush!" Ethan yelled, swerving off-road, the ruck jolting over dirt. Aisha drew her knife, slashing at a pursuing arm through the window. "Drive! Faster!" Samuels floored it, but bullets pinged metal, glass shattering. Ethan twisted, firing a borrowed pistol. Crack! Hitting a tire, sending one SUV spinning. They screeched into the estate gates, crashing through, alarms blaring. "Vault! Basement!" Samuels gasped, blood trickling from a graze. Inside the dim house, they barreled downstairs, Aisha kicking doors, her pulse thundering. "Where?" Samuels punched a code, the safe swinging open, files tumbling. "Here, DNA samples, letters." Aisha snatched them, eyes scanning. Paternity confirmed. Sister to Ethan. Ethan's breath caught, knees buckling. It's true. You're my sister. But footsteps pounded above. Harlan's men breaching. Fight! Aisha roared, barricading the door with shelves, wood splintering under boots. Ethan loaded the pistol, handing her a spare. We get out. Expose them. Samuels coughed up blood. Go. I'll hold. Bullets tore through, Samuels dropping with a grunt. Aisha's scream ripped free, knife slashing as a thug burst in. She stabbed deep, blood spraying, the man crumpling. Ethan fired, covering her dash to the files. They fled up the back stairs, Aisha clutching the proof, her arm gashed but unyielding. Allie, run! Ethan shoved her ahead, bullets whizzing past. In the truck, they peeled away, Harlan's voice on the radio. They're dead meat. Aisha bandaged her wound with a torn shirt, eyes steel. We have it. Your dad's journal ties Victoria's abortion to threats. She betrayed him, paid to abort, hid it. Ethan's grip tightened on the wheel, and bullied you to silence Mom's stories. Manhunts closed in, sirens wailing, but they vanished into side streets, files secure. Aisha's voice hardened. Next, confront witnesses, clinic staff from 98. Ethan nodded, alliance forged unbreakable. As dawn crept, threats loomed larger, pulling them deeper into the web of deceit. Abortion? You hid that from me. You monster! Ethan's roar shattered the safe house silence, his fist crumpling the clinic receipt as he lunged at the projected screen, veins bulging in his neck. Aisha stood beside him, her breath seizing, knife still bloodied from the escape clutched in her hand. The files from the vault glowed accusingly, scanned documents spilling secrets like gutted fish. Victoria, your wife, paid for it. Cash under the table. Not yours, Ethan. Some lover's kid she buried to marry you clean. Aisha's knees buckled, slamming against the floor as flashbacks hit. School halls, Victoria's boot kicking her ribs. She did this to silence me? Knew about our dad, my mom? Ethan spun, grabbing her shoulders, his grip bruising. Look, the dates match. She aborted weeks after bullying you senseless. Threatened your mom to vanish or expose the affair. Aisha shoved him off, her snarl feral. Expose! She shattered my arm, screamed I'd ruin families like hers. Now this, murdered her own child to climb? The lawyer's voice crackled over the speaker, patched in from hiding. It's deeper. Harlan funded it, hushed witnesses. Victoria betrayed your dad, Ethan. Slept with his rival, got pregnant, and aborted to seal the alliance. Used violence on Aisha to bury the sibling link. Your inheritance threatened if a black bastard claimed share. Ethan's face drained, fist pounding the table, wood splintering. My wife, a killer. Hid this while smiling at our wedding? Aisha rifled the files, pulling a faded photo. Young Victoria, belly slight, Harlan's hand on her shoulder like chains. Here, proof. She targeted me because Mom talked. Ep me silent with fists, threats. Stay down, or your mom's next. Ethan's breath exploded out, slamming his palm on the wall. She played me, married for the company, buried scandals to keep control. Aisha's eyes blazed, tears held back by sheer will, her fist crushing the photo. And Harlan? Orchestrated it all. Bribes to docs, cops, protected DSAN by erasing us. Ethan grabbed the journal, flipping pages furiously. Dad knew, wrote warnings. Langford's poison everything. She aborted to trap me, bullied you to hide the blood tie. Aisha advanced, knife glinting. We expose them, now, or they kill us first. The lawyer interrupted sharply. Wait, more. DNA here confirms. Aisha, you're his half-sister. Full match. Ethan's world tilted, collapsing to his knees, sobs wrenching free. Sister, all this time I accused you, fired you, like trash. Aisha knelt, her hand clamping his shoulder, nails digging in. No time for tears. Victoria's secret, abortion, betrayal, ties to Harlan's empire. They silenced Mom, beat me to guard their legacy. Ethan rose, wiping his face raw. Then we strike. But this changes everything. Aisha nodded, her resolve iron. It does. Family now. Fight as one. The revelations burned, forging vengeance. But Harlan's shadow loomed, ready to strike back harder. You dare show your face here, black scum? I'll end you both. Harlan's bellow thundered through the dim Silicon Valley warehouse, his pistol whipping up as he charged from the shadows, Victoria flanking him with eyes like venomous slits. Ethan froze mid-step, files clutched tight, but Aisha lunged forward, her knife flashing. End us! Like you ended our dad's secrets, with bullets and bribes? Harlan fired. Crack! Bullet grazing Ethan's shoulder, blood spraying hot. Shut your mouth, girl! Victoria, grab the files, burn them! Victoria dove, nails raking Aisha's arm, drawing red lines. You're nothing. Poor trash thinking you're family? I'll crush you like I did in school. Aisha twisted free, elbow cracking Victoria's jaw, the woman staggering back with a yelp. School? You broke my bones to hide your abortion shame. Dad's rival's kid, Ethan roared, tackling Harlan, fist pounding the old man's chest. You covered it. Threatened my father. Erased my sister. Harlan headbutted him, forehead splitting Ethan's brow, blood blinding. Sister? Bastard spawn. Langfords own this empire. Your company's mine now. Guards swarmed from crates, rifles cocking, one slamming Aisha against a wall, chokehold tightening. Boss says kill the maid first. Aisha's knees buckled, vision spotting black, but she stomped his instep. Crunch! The guard howling as she broke free, knife slashing his thigh. Ethan, run! But chains rattled. Harlan's men cuffing Ethan to pipes, pistol to his temple. Confess, boy. Drop this or watch her bleed. Victoria circled Aisha, boot kicking her ribs. Thud. Air exploding from lungs. Admit you're lying. Thief, not blood. Or I finish what school started. Aisha gasped, rolling away, her grip iron on the knife. Lying. Your abortion records. Here. You killed for power. Bullied me silent. Victoria's face twisted, lunging with claws out. Silent? You should have stayed down. Black bitch ruining my life. Aisha parried, slicing her palm. Blood dripping. Ethan strained against cuffs, metal biting wrists. Let her go. It's me you want. The company. Take it. Harlan pressed the barrel harder. Oh, I will. After I erase you both. Victoria, torch the files. She snatched them from the floor, lighter flicking, flames licking paper. Aisha charged, tackling her to the ground, fists flying. No, you won't bury us. Guards piled on, boots stomping Aisha's back. Crack. Pain lancing through ribs. Ethan head-slammed his captor, breaking free, diving into the fray, punching throats, blood-slicking hands. Stop! Harlan bellowed, firing again, a bullet embedding in the wall inches from Aisha's head. Or she dies first. Victoria rose, lighter, reigniting, files charring. Aisha's vision blurred, but she grabbed a loose chain, whipping it across Harlan's knees. Thwack! Him crumpling. Ethan! Grab them! He snatched the half-burned papers, stomping flames. Guards regrouped, rifles aiming. Surrender, or we shoot. Aisha stood defiant, knife raised, blood streaming from cuts. Shoot then, but truth lives. Ethan flanked her, his stance unbreakable. We're leaving, with proof. Harlan's eyes narrowed, finger twitching on the trigger. Fools, you escape? My men hunt forever. But a distant siren wailed. Cops? Aisha planted a call earlier. Chaos erupted, and the guards hesitated. Ethan and Aisha bolted for the doors, Harlan's shots echoing, misses grazing. They burst outside, hearts pounding, files secure but singed. Harlan's roar faded. This isn't over! The night swallowed them, wounds throbbing, but resolve burned hotter, pulling toward final proof waiting in the dark. Escape? I'll gut you first, you filthy half-breed. Harlan's snarl ripped through the warehouse air, his knife flashing as he lunged at Aisha, blade arcing toward her throat. Aisha dodged sharply, her boot kicking his wrist. Crack! The knife clattering across concrete. Gut me? Like you gutted our secrets? She countered, grabbing a loose chain from the floor. whipping it across his face, skin splitting with a wet tear. Ethan twisted against his cuffs, metal biting deeper, blood trickling down his arms. Aisha, behind you! Victoria charged, claws out, raking Aisha's back, fabric tearing, skin burning. Die! Ruin my life no more! Aisha spun, elbow smashing Victoria's nose, blood gushing, the woman staggering back with a shriek. Guards fired, bullets whizzing, grazing Aisha's thigh, pain lancing hot. She dropped low, rolling behind crates, chain lashing out to trip a thug. Thud, his rifle skidding away. Grab it, Ethan roared, straining until cuffs snapped loose from rusted pipes. Clang! He dove for the weapon, firing blind. Crack! Hitting a guard's knee, the man crumpling with a howl. Aisha snatched the files from Victoria's grip, stuffing them into her jacket. Ethan, door! They bolted, Harlan's shots echoing, misses embedding in walls. Aisha's mind raced, spotting a forklift, keys dangling. Here, drive! She yanked Ethan aboard, engine roaring to life. Forklift charging guards like a battering ram, men scattering, bones crunching under tines. Victoria leapt aside, screaming. Stop them! Harlan fired again, a bullet piercing the metal cab, grazing Ethan's ear, blood warm and sticky. Aisha steered wild, crashing through the loading door, wood splintering into the night. Sirens wailed closer, her planted call paying off. They ditched the forklift blocks away, sprinting to Samuel's hidden safe house, breaths ragged, wounds throbbing. Inside, quick! Aisha shoved Ethan through the door, barricading it with furniture. He collapsed against the wall, clutching his shoulder. We need the final proof. DNA, Dad's journal. Samuel said vault in his office. Aisha nodded, ripping her sleeve for bandages, wrapping his gash tight, pain shooting through him. We go now, before they track. Hours later in Samuel's abandoned office, locks picked by Aisha's steady hands, they rifled drawers, files spilling. Here, sealed envelope. Ethan tore it open, DNA reports tumbling. Paternity match, 90-99, 9%. Aisha Brooks, daughter of Hayes. His knees buckled, sobs wrenching free. Sister, proof. Aisha grabbed the journal next, pages flipping furiously. Look, Dad's entries. Victoria, aborted rival's child. Harlan covered, threatened my love, hit our girl to seize assets. Ethan's fists pounded the desk. They killed for this, erased you to steal my inheritance. Aisha's eyes blazed, knife slamming into wood. And her bullying? To break my silence about Mom. They pieced more. Receipts for bribes, witness statements hushed. This nails them. Abortion, violence, conspiracy. But pounding echoed. Harlan's men breaching. They're here! Aisha dragged Ethan to the back exit, files clutched. Run! Car! Gunfire erupted, bullets chewing through walls. Ethan fired back. Crack! Dropping one pursuer. They burst outside, diving into a stolen sedan, tires screeching away. Aisha drove, weaving through traffic, her thigh wound pulsing blood. We have it. Undeniable. Body them in court. Ethan nodded, journal open on his lap. But they won't stop hunting us till the end. As they sped toward the courthouse, calls to allies buzzing, lawyers, media, Harlan's threats replayed on voicemail. You're dead. Aisha's grip tightened on the wheel, resolve steel. Let them come. Truth cuts deeper. The files burned in her jacket, final weapon forged, ready to shatter empires. Lies? I'll expose your rot, you racist killers. Aisha's shout pierced the courtroom air, her fist slamming the witness stand as she thrust the DNA report forward. Eyes locked on Harlan and Victoria like loaded guns. The judge's gavel cracked. Thud. But chaos erupted, reporters scrambling, flashes blinding. Ethan stood beside her, journal raised high. This proves it. Harlan, you buried my sister's birth. Victoria, your abortion, hidden to steal our legacy. Harlan leapt from his seat, face purple with rage, finger jabbing. Shut her mouth, filthy liar. But Aisha cut him, voice steel. Liar? Here's the clinic receipt. You paid for her to abort, then bullied me silent. Victoria surged forward, claws out. Silence. You black nothing. I'll ruin you. The bailiff grabbed her, wrestling her back, her screams echoing. She's fabricating! Thief! Ethan's turn. He slammed the journal down. Dad's words. Langford's threatened my love. Hid our child. DNA matches. Aisha's my sister. Gasps ripped through the crowd, jurors leaning in, eyes wide. Harlan roared, charging the stand. Proof? Forged! I'll sue you bankrupt. Guards tackled him, cuffs clicking tight as he thrashed. Let go, you can't touch me. Aisha didn't flinch, pulling the burned files. Can't? These bribes, your signatures. You erased records, plotted our murders for the company. Victoria twisted free momentarily, lunging at Aisha. Burn those, I'll kill you myself. Aisha sidestepped, elbow cracking her ribs. Thud! Victoria crumpling with a gasp. Kill, like you tried in the warehouse? Court, see the scars. The judge hammered again. Order, prosecution, present. Ethan handed over the envelope, voice booming. Abortion records, Victoria's, not voluntary. Harlan covered to marry her in Teal Hayes' assets. Murmurs exploded into shouts, cameras whirring. Harlan's lawyer objected sharply. Hearsay, but Aisha shoved photos forward. Hearsay, my bruises from her school attacks. To hide the sibling truth, black blood tainting your white empire. Victoria's face crumbled, sobs wrenching. No, stop! Harlan spat at her. Weak, shut up! But the lat KO hit. Ethan revealed wiretaps, Harlan's voice. Kill them both. Company's mine. The courtroom froze, then erupted. Jurors gasping, judge's face hardening. Arrest them! Now! Cops swarmed, cuffs snapping on Harlan's wrists, him bellowing. You can't! I'm untouchable! Victoria broke, collapsing. It was him! Forced me! Aisha advanced, eyes merciless. Forced! You chose to bully me, to seek power. Face it! Guards hauled them away, Harlan's threats fading. This isn't over! Ethan gripped Aisha's shoulder, his voice raw. It is. For them. The judge ruled. Evidence admitted. Trial proceeds. Cheers broke from the gallery, justice cracking the air like lightning. Aisha stood tall, scars throbbing but spirit unbroken, the files her weapon. Ethan nodded, alliance sealed. As Harlan and Victoria vanished in chains, the truth hung heavy, ready to bury their empire forever. Justice! You'll rot in hell first, you white devils! Aisha's final shout echoed off courtroom walls, her fist raised as cuffs snapped on Harlan's wrists, eyes blazing triumph, while Victoria collapsed sobbing, her nails scraping the bench. Harlan thrashed against the cops, face contorted in fury. Let go! You can't chain me! I own this city! But the judge's gavel slammed, thud, sealing the verdict. Guilty, all counts. Conspiracy, assault, fraud, life without parole. Victoria lunged weakly, clawing at Aisha from the dock. You ruined me, black witch! Aisha stepped back, her stance iron, knife scar throbbing, but ignored. Ruined? You broke bones, hid murders, your abortion secret's out. Cops yanked Victoria away, her screams piercing. Ethan, save me! Ethan stood firm beside Aisha, his grip on her shoulder tight. No, you betrayed, aborted for power, bullied my sister silent. Face it. Harlan spat at them, blood flecking his lips from the earlier brawl. Sister, bastard, my empire crushes you. But assets froze, judge's order ripping through. Langford Holdings seized, reparations to victims. Harlan's knees buckled, cops dragging him out, his bellows fading. I'll appeal, kill you from inside. Victoria followed, handcuffs biting, her gown torn, sobs wrenching as reality hit, prison gates waiting. Aisha's chest heaved, turning to Ethan. It's done. Their web unravels. Ethan nodded, voice raw. Company safe. Your share now. Inheritance restored. Reporters swarmed outside, flashes blinding, but Aisha shoved through, her arm linked with Ethan's. Mom's free. Treatments paid from their loot. Inside cells, Harlan pounded bars, rage boiling. Get my lawyer, now! But calls are blocked, isolation clamping down. Victoria curled in her cell, nails bloody from scratching walls. I was forced. He made me. But guards ignored, doors slamming shut. Back in the hall, Aisha and Ethan embraced briefly, wounds bandaged but healing. Every knot untied. Their threats, bribes, violence, crushed. Ethan wiped sweat, resolve hardening. Public apology ordered. They confess on air tomorrow. Aisha's smile flashed, fierce. Let them choke on it. As Harlan and Victoria vanished into vans, chains rattling, the courtroom emptied, justice's echo lingering. Aisha squeezed Ethan's hand. We won, but scars remain. He nodded, pulling her close. Heal together. The fallout spread, stocks crashing, allies fleeing Langfords. Aisha stood tall, proof in hand, ready for rebirth. Redemption? Shove it. You think charity erases your blood on my hands? Aisha's snarl cut through the press conference roar, her fist slamming the podium as she faced Ethan, eyes flashing fire while cameras clicked relentlessly. Ethan stepped forward, his grip on the mic tightening, knuckles white. Not erase, face it. I accused you, fired you, because of skin, status, no more. He turned to the crowd, voice booming. Today, I launched the Hayes Equality Fund, millions against racism, starting with her, my sister Aisha Brooks. Gas ripped through reporters, flashes exploding. Aisha crossed her arms, her stance unyielding. Sister, public now, after hiding. Ethan nodded sharply. Yes, DNA out, world knows. Fund builds clinics in black communities, scholarships for bullied kids, like you endured. Victoria's prison echo haunted him, her final spit. You'll fail without us. But he shoved it down, pulling Aisha on stage. Join me, lead it. Aisha hesitated, nails digging palms, then grabbed the mic. Lead? After your blindness wrecked my life? Ethan cut in firmly. Wrecked? Rebuild stronger. First act, your mom's care. Fully funded. Then volunteer drives, us together. Crowds murmured approval, but skeptics shouted. Token gesture! Aisha silenced them, voice steel. Token? We'll march the streets, feed the homeless, and fight bias head on. No gestures, action. Ethan sealed it, check in hand. First donation massive. To black-led groups, now. Aisha took it, her touch electric, passing to community leaders on stage. This starts healing. They dove in immediately, the next day sleeves rolled, handing blankets in snow-swept shelters. Here, warm up, Aisha commanded, her back straight despite old bruises aching. Ethan hauled boxes, sweat beading, guilt fueling each lift. I ignored this world, your world. No more. A resident gripped his arm. Rich boy helping? Why? Ethan met his gaze. Because I was wrong. Saw skin, not sister. Aisha overheard. Her nod was brief but real. Keep moving. More to do. Weeks blurred. Food drives in Brooklyn. Ethan chopping veggies beside Aisha. Knives flashing in sync. Chop finer, she barked. He obeyed, cutting precisely. Like this? Their rhythm built trust, laughter cracking through tension. Public spots followed. Ethan on air. Aisha's my blood. Fun fights what divided us. Aisha joined, voice fierce. No pity. Power. Join us. Donations flooded, but backlash hit. Harlan's allies sneered online. Fraud! Aisha punched back in rallies, fist raised. Fraud? We expose you next. Ethan flanked her, speeches thundering. My error. Racism in boardrooms. Fun dismantles it. Together they visited schools. Aisha speaking to kids. Bullied like me? Fight back. With knowledge. Ethan funded programs. His checks signed away guilt. This is for you. Aisha's mom watched from home. Healing. Her smile faint but proud. You two, unstoppable. Months in at a gala, now theirs. Ethan pulled Aisha aside. Sister, thank you. She gripped his hand. Brother, earn it daily. The fun grew, lives changed, their bond unbreakable, paving paths for others. Forgive, never. You shattered lives with your hate. Aisha's final courtroom echo lingered as she gripped Ethan's arm outside, snowflakes biting their faces, her scars throbbing under the coat. Ethan pulled her close, his breath misting. Sister, we did it. Their empire crumbles. Aisha nodded sharply, eyes fierce. Crumble? We rebuild. From ashes. They strode to the waiting car, reporters shouting, but Aisha shoved through. No comments, actions speak. Back home in the revamped Hayes estate, now stripped of Langford taint, Aisha's mother waited, stronger, her embrace crushing. My children, together. Ethan knelt, voice breaking. Mom, I failed you both, hid the truth. The old woman cupped his face, fingers trembling. Failed? You fought, won. Aisha watched, her chest tightening, then joined, arms encircling them. Family now, no hiding. Weeks blurred into purpose. Ethan at board meetings, slamming fists. Company shifts, diversity hires first. No more blind spots. Aisha led, her voice commanding. Black execs in, racists out. Layoffs hit hard and the old guards are protesting. You can't. Ethan cut them. Can, did. Profits dipped, then surged. Ethics drawing allies. Aisha's fund events packed halls, her speeches fire. Kai the kills dreams, we arm them. Donors poured cash, her handshakes firm. One rally, snow swirling. Aisha on stage with Ethan. Brother, stand with me. He did, Mike gripped. I accused her, fired her, for color. Wrong. Now we lift. Crowds cheered, fists raised. Backstage, Aisha punched his shoulder. Earned it. Ethan grinned raw. Daily. They volunteered endless, soup kitchens, Aisha ladling bowls. Eat. Strength for tomorrow. Ethan washed dishes, suds burning cuts. Like this? She nodded. Better. Moments deepened. Family dinners, laughter, and cracking tension. Aisha's mom shared stories. Your dad loved fierceless, hid us from threats. Ethan listened, tears held. I honor him through you. Aisha squeezed his hand. We do. Public apologies aired. Ethan on TV. Racism in my blood, cut it out. Fun fights for equality. Aisha joined. No pity, power, join or move. Challenges hit, backlash protests. Fraud siblings. Aisha faced them, unbowed. Fraud, scars prove truth. Ethan flanked, voice thunder. Back off, or face courts. They dispersed, defeated. Healing spread. Aisha's mom walking unaided, her hug fierce. Proud. Ethan funded therapies, his guilt easing. For you, all. Years edged in. Fun growing. Communities thriving. Aisha mentored kids, her knife scar a badge. Bullied, rise, cut through. Ethan built centers, naming them Brooks Hayes. At one opening, snow blanketing the grounds, Aisha cut the ribbon. For the lost, found. Ethan whispered, Sister, thank you. She gripped him. Brother, forward. In quiet nights they reflected, journal open. Dad's lesson, truth wins. Aisha nodded. Discrimination falls. Forgiveness rises. Mom added, equality, our legacy. The family stood united. Snow falling softly, futures bright. Truth triumphed over bias. Regret birthed change, urging all to forgive. Embrace equality. Society's wounds healing one act at a time. At its core, this story reminds us that truth and justice can triumph over prejudice and betrayal, turning regret into redemption and fostering equality through courage and forgiveness. If this tale resonates with you, share your thoughts or personal stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear how it touches your life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.